Next step in the Zip33 prototype build is constructing some of the drive mechanisms for the twisty wing function. And in this case, we're going to be doing some different building techniques. We've been working with wood so far, but now we're actually going to be doing some soldering. You can see that Bruce already has the fixture set up here. He used a set of hemostats to hold on to the threaded fixture, which the ball link will plug into, and then we're going to be soldering that little brass guy to a little pre-bent piece of wire. Bruce has already taken a little Dremel tool with an abrasive wheel on it, you can see it there, and cleaned off the material, make it nice and shiny. That leads to a good joint. So right now Bruce is using a 30-watt soldering iron to heat up the brass component and just adding a tiny bit of solder. Once the components are nice and hot, the solder will wick its way into the joint and we'll be good to go. And again, you want to use, since that little brass part's going to get pretty hot, we're using a set of metal hemostats there that won't melt when you heat it up. So Bruce, how'd that one turn out?
Just fine.
All right. So
that's it.
We're making parts for the Zip33. I'm not sure if you can hear the music in the background, but nothing beats the Clash's London Calling when you're building model planes. So why don't you just enjoy it a little bit? It's great music. That's what I'm talking about.
So we're going to wrap it up today. We've got the fuselage all framed up. We've got our servos ready to put in. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the drive cams. I've already made one side. You want to make sure that you don't make two right sides or two left sides. So I set this one out in front of me like this. And then I'm going to stack them up on the drive pin. So I got 1, 2, and then this third one is unique. So yes, I definitely have a left and a right side. Per Kevin's instructions, we're going to put a T-pin through this hole to line them up. And then the last cam does not have a pin or a hole for the pin. So what Dave and I came up with is Kevin includes this shoulder screw that is going into the wings to drive it. So I just put that into the slot and I look and make sure I got the slot right. And then hold the stack together and tack it with some CA.
And again, you can see just how small these components are. This is it's a very small airframe, and it's kind of fun because it doesn't take up a lot of room while we're building it. Bruce and I have been able to work across from each other all day and not get in each other's way. The downside is that you got to be real careful, real precise. Fortunately, we haven't really come across any problems with the parts being fragile. They're small, but they're not fragile, and I think the fact that they're made out of plywood really helps with the durability. In this stage, you can see that Bruce is using an applicator tip to apply thin CA, and again, you can see the whole stack up of alignment things. Bruce is moving that carbon pin. He pulled that out. He's now going to remove the T-pin, and then the final step is the little shoulder-headed pin.
So I now have a left and a right drive cam for the wing. That's going to wrap it up. We're going to clean it up and call it a day. Thanks.
We're going to wrap things up in the party garage today. We made, I think, quite a bit of progress on the prototype build. Considering this is the initial versions of this kit, we got quite a bit done. Bruce, what did we accomplish?
We got the basic fuselage done.
A lot of little pieces, and we were initially not intimidated, but concerned that we'd get everything in the right place. But I think we found out the way that the kit is engineered and designed, there's really only one way for the parts to fit together.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of little keys and locks and tabs, and we were constantly looking at, hey, how cool is that? How the pieces all lock together.
What I'm going to do now is go over the entire airframe with some alphatic resin. In this case, it's a tight bond. The CA is really good for tacking things together, but I like to build up some fillets around some things. Again, it's a pretty lightweight structure, and I just like a little bit more confidence of having some tight bond. Kevin doesn't necessarily spec using the tight bond, but it doesn't add that much weight to the airframe, so we're gonna add that glue. So Bruce, what's the next step in the project?
Good question. Wait for more instructions from Kevin.
Yeah.
Wait for him to finish up the manual so we can finish the build.
Yeah. Given how easily the fuse went together, and the fuse is a pretty complex structure, I think the wing's going to be pretty simple.
I think, yeah, because we're used to building wings.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, from the Party Garage, I'm DCS.
And I'm B. Lewis 01.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next episode of the Zip33 prototype build.